Hey coin collectors, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today it's the Washington quarter from 1998, the last year of the Eagleback quarter. And what do we mean by the Eagleback quarter? Well, that's this eagle on the back holding the arrows. And we'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's talk about all the different quarters they made in 1998. They made the Philadelphia Mint quarter. They made the Denver Mint quarter. They made the San Francisco Mint Clad quarter, the one with the copper in it, and they made the San Francisco Mint Silver quarter, the one that's 90% silver and 10% copper. They made almost 1.8 billion of those four coins. And we'll go over the mintages and we'll go over the values in a minute. But first, let's talk about where this Washington quarter came from in 1998. It all started with the 1932 United States quarter. First came out on the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington. George Washington was born in 1732. It's a John Flanagan design. We tip it up, we can see John Flanagan's initials way down here at the bottom, right there. And if we tip it onto the back, we see that it is the eagle back. This is a John Flanagan engraving also. And then this is where the mint marks are on the 1932. So if you're looking for one on the front and thought because no mint mark was a Philadelphia, you were mistaken. This is actually a Denver Mint coin. That's a D there, not a great one, but it's a D. If there's no mint mark under the eagle, it's a Philly. If there's a D under the eagle, it's a Denver, and if there's an S under the eagle, it's a San Francisco Mint quarter. These are 90% silver, 10% copper quarters. It stayed this way with the same front and the same back, and then in 1964, they made the last silver one, and they came out in 1965 with a clad coin. And by clad, that means it has a copper nickel outside, top and bottom, and inside it's 100% copper. And of course, they kept the back the same on these coins, but they moved the mint mark to the front on these coins. But in 1965, you'll remember, there were no mint marks on any coins. This clad coin stayed the same until 1976 when they came out with the bicentennial reverse. They had the bicentennial reverse on the US quarter 2 years actually, which is weird. They had it on in 1975, so 1975 mint set quarters was this quarter with this engraving on it. And 1976 mint set quarters was this quarter with this engraving on it. In 1977, they went back to the eagle reverse, and that's it right here. And that stayed the same until 1999 when they started the United States State Quarter Series. And here is the first of the State Quarter Series, Delaware. And you'll see that they also did something different on the front. They changed it up a little bit, and William Cousins touched this up a little. And so you'll see that there's a JF, John Flanagan, and a WC for William Cousins starting in 1999. And so it's just a slightly different coin, same Washington front, but guess what? No eagles on the back ever again. So that's why our 1998 was the last of the eagle reverse coins. What happened after? Well, they went through all the state quarters, and then they went to the territories quarters, and then they went to the America the Beautiful quarters, which had the same front on them, but they had like national parks and national monuments, national forests on them. This is the first of them, the Hot Springs, Arkansas, 2010 coin. And then when they got done with the America the Beautiful coins, they had a couple specialty coins, and then they went back again in 2021 to the Washington front again. So the same front that had been on since 1932 came back for 1 year, the year 2021. This is a Philadelphia mint coin, so by then, of course, the mint marks had gone to the front. It's a clad coin. And on the back, though, they didn't put the eagle. They never brought the eagle back. They put Washington crossing the Delaware on the back, and you can see the engraving of that right here. So that was 2021, and then in 2022, they changed the front from the 1932 front, and they changed the back to the Women's Quarter Series, and this is, of course, one of the Sally Ride quarters. But what about the front? Where they changed the front, that's actually an engraving that was done in 1932 to try to win the contest for the original quarters, but wasn't picked. But this is a Laura Garden Fraser quarter. So if you look at your new quarters, this is what they look like. In 2022, they have Washington facing to the right, the Laura Garden Fraser engraving, and God We Trust behind him. It's a clad coin, and here's Sally Ride. Well, now back to the numbers for the 1998. In 1998 in Philadelphia, they made 896 million of these. They made 42 that they found so far that are at MS68, none higher, and those are worth about $205. They also made it at the San Francisco Mint in two different versions. This is a silver version. We tip it up. So they made the silver San Francisco Mint quarters. They made 878,000 of them. They found over 1,000 so far that are proof 70 deep cameos. Those are worth about $34 each. At the Denver Mint in 1998, they made 821 million. They found one so far at an MS67 Plus, and it's worth $2,150. And then finally, the other San Francisco that they made in 1998 was the San Francisco Mint clad coin. And this is the one that's going to have the copper inside. Regular proof set, not silver proof set. The regular proof sets, they made 2.1 million. They found over 1,200 of these already at a proof 70 deep cameo. And these are worth about $40 each. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.